What's up, everybody? What's up, Stream Home Loan? Quick and short and sweet video for you guys. Let me see if I can adjust this slide. So, just wanted to drop this on you. Just the last few days we've been, spending some time training, spending some time going over new programs, niche programs that lenders are offering. I think I'm going to title this video something like "The more you know, the more you make." And I think that we were all raised with, that type of, phrase in our mind. What is it? The more power with knowledge, or whatever the case is. But that applies directly in our industry, especially on our side of this business, in the finance side of real estate, or the financing side of real estate. So the reason why I say that is because as things adjust in the market, you see interest rates go up, things change, depending on what's going on in the economy, depending on what's going on in different countries. We're going to have fluctuations in our rates, fluctuations in lenders' flexibilities, things like that. That's where you, as a loan officer, having a wide understanding of what programs are available become way more of a value to your clients. Because the reality of it is that not every client is simply rate driven. In a market where the mortgage rates are very, very low comparatively to where they've been at, because even though rates have ticked up right now, generally speaking, historically, they're still very low, but comparatively to where they've been at over the last 6 months to a year, they seem higher. So you end up having people that are only looking for rate relief or some sort of change in their rate back off a little bit from the market. But so if you only are a loan officer that's only out there trying to find people that you can lower their interest rate, then you'd be a person right now that's not really doing as much business, because temporarily people may have backed off of chasing that benefit because rates have ticked up. Even though there's always going to be a pool of people that didn't refinance already in the previous market, there's probably still some benefit for them. But generally speaking, rates tick up, some people back off of the market. Or people that are only looking for that benefit back off the market. So the loan agents that are still closing transactions, of course there's refinance deals going on, but the ones that are going on, a lot of times are going to be the people that are presenting options to clients that are outside of your traditional box. So it's not just presenting the benefit of lowering your interest rate, it's also presenting the benefit of actually being able to buy the home you want on a bank statement loan program. The person who doesn't claim enough income on their tax returns, you're presenting them an option because you have diversified knowledge. You have knowledge of lenders that work well with your traditional scenarios, W-2s, pay stubs, and tax returns, but you also work with what's called non-QM lenders that have a different spectrum of financing. And then even within that realm, you have multiple different types of non-QM lenders that are kind of focused on different little niches. So, we talked about some programs today. There's a program, and I'm just throwing out some words that hopefully spark your interest and kind of like, oh, I don't know what that is. Let me do a little research. But there's a program that is being used a lot now called a DSCR program. So it's debt service coverage ratio. It's just basically a fancy way to say, does the rent that the property produces cover the mortgage payment on the property? That's a program that's specific to investment purchases or investment properties. So if you have a client out there that doesn't have the documented taxed income or taxable income to support the payment on that program, either you can use the rental income on the property, like the actual rental income that's currently being received, or depending on the lender, varies at different places, or they'll look at the appraisal, and the appraiser will do what's called a rent survey, where they find out the general average amount of rents for a particular type of property in the area. So that program can open up options for a lot of people that didn't think that they had options. Really, in that scenario, anyone could buy that property because that property's income is doing the qualifying, right? So now it's just a matter of you being able to provide the down payment and the basic credit profile. So that opens it up for a lot of people, you know, and you as a loan officer, you as a real estate professional, knowing these things is going to make you more valuable and keep you doing transactions when the rate isn't the actual benefit anymore, or for the time being. I feel like rates kind of go up and down, especially in a climate where we have the Feds artificially reducing the rates, and then they're going to come back and, you know, almost artificially inflate the interest rates, and then, you know, if the market doesn't react the way that they want, they'll come back and adjust it again. So it's like you have these fluctuations, but you know, I guess they're doing that in a corrective format to kind of like scathe off inflation. But either way, there's fluctuations in the market. I'm sure we'll find time again where the interest rates trickle back down. But in the meantime, you have to understand that there's still going to be deals going on. People are still going to be purchasing houses. Higher interest rates might make it to where purchase prices soften out a little bit because, you know, people aren't able to buy as much as they were when rates were a little bit lower. You know, there's a direct correlation between what you can qualify for and what the current market interest rates are. If the rates are lower, then you can, you know, that same person with $10,000 a month in income, $5,000 a month in income, lower interest rate, payments lower, they can qualify for a little more under the same debt to income ratio guidelines. So, you know, within that, main purpose is understand what's out there. That's the benefit of being a hybrid, where we're a lender as well as a mortgage broker. We have the options to go to our wholesale lenders that focus on different niches. And that's a benefit to your client. That's a benefit to any realtor that you're working with. And it's just really up to you to have some sort of knowledge of what those programs are. There's bank statement programs where you can look at the last 12 months of someone's deposits into their bank account and use that as a calculation for their income if maybe they haven't filed their tax returns in the last year or so, or for whatever reason they write off a lot of expenses and lower their taxable income. There's alternatives around that. And the reality of it is a lot of these programs don't require, you know, really high credit scores. You can have a credit score as low as 640 on certain programs, sometimes as low as 600 and still qualify. A lot of times there's going to be an adjustment to the loan to value flexibility, but the reality of it is that if it's not out there, you know, like if you can't qualify the person at a certain point, then it's, you know, there's a certain point where there's just not an option for you. But we understand that most loans are going to fall into that, you know, traditional documentation type of loan. Once it doesn't fit in there, there's going to be a series of different lenders that we work with that could possibly facilitate that loan. And it's really going to be up to you to discover with each of those lenders what programs they have and what their different niches are, and then, you know, see if your clients can fit within that range, and do your best to kind of dig up what alternative programs are out there. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you got the gist of what I'm trying to point out to you. You will make more money. And wait a minute, before I let you go ahead and like and subscribe the video, because that information is worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to you if you use it properly. But like and subscribe. But yeah, the main gist of this is really like, as a loan officer, you can become recession proof, meaning that the economy is not really gonna have big sways on your income because you have a clientele or you have a knowledge base that is always going to be able to service someone. It's not going to only be rate driven. You're going to be able to help out the person looking to take cash out when they're self-employed and they don't file their tax returns, or they haven't filed their tax returns. You're going to be able to help the person who doesn't want to show any income documentation but has very strong assets and reserves. So that's the reason why I think it's great to operate for our company as a lender and a broker, where for those traditional clients that work perfect with what our investors want on our lender side, we're going to put them in that bracket and give them the best pricing available for them on the market. Now, for the people that are outside of that box but still deserve strong financing, great rates, fixed interest rates, we're going to go to our non-QM investors and figure out which program is going to gear just specifically to that client. Because even within one lender doing a non-QM program and one lender doing a bank statement program, another one doing a bank statement program as well, some lenders would do a 3-month bank statement. Some lenders would do 24-month, 12-month bank statements. Some lenders will allow you to use, 75% of a self-employed person's deposits, while another lender will say we can go up to 85% of those deposits. So there's little quirks, but take some time, reach out to our account executives. If you're not within our company, you have interest in joining our company, or just interest about, or questions about the programs that I'm talking about, you can send me a direct message. I'll get back to you, and we can either open up a phone call or some email communication. Here to help. Hopefully I provided some information that is valuable to you. Like, subscribe, check back. Peace.